Hey guys, hope you're having a lovely Saturday. Yeah, today I'm gonna be looking at algebra and specifically indices. Okay, so so if you haven't hit the subscribe button, just press the subscribe button. I'm just gonna add loads of videos this year. So let's get started at indices. Right, I'm gonna outline the laws. So the first law, so a to the power m times a to the power n equals am plus n. Okay, so I'll give an example. So example, a cubed times a squared equals to a 3 plus 2, which is a to the power 5. Okay, so that's essentially just doing that. So it's 5a's there. So a5, a to the power 5. Okay, and then the second law, that's going to be the division law. So am divided by an equals to am minus n. Okay, so in general, we got a times a times a times a times a and so forth, a's. So that's m factors, and then a times a times a and so forth. So that's n factors. So so for example, say a say 7 to the power 7 divided by a to the power 3. That's a7 minus 3, which is a to the power 4. Sorry, a to the power 4. Okay, to the power 4. So that's a times 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 a. Okay, and then divide by a times a times a. Okay, so cancelling things out, so that cancels out, and then you got four a's, which is e to the power 4. Okay, and the third one, so a to the power m raised to the power n. That's essentially n factors of am. So here's a little example. So a squared to the power 4 equals a times a to the power squared, a to the power squared, sorry, a squared times a squared, which is a to the power 8. So using the first law, okay, so that's a to the power 8. Okay, and then I'm gonna also give you an example as well. So a to the power m n is a to the mn. Okay, right. But then if say we've got some number, let's say a times b cubed, that does not equal to a then b cubed. Okay, so ab cubed equals ab times ab times ab. Okay, which is a cubed b cubed, and then the other one, yeah, a times b cubed, sorry, I should say, equals to a times then b times b, which is a times b cubed. So they do not equate. Okay, so you gotta be careful with that, you know. And then I'll do the fourth law. And let me choose orange. So the fourth law, So a to 0 is 1. Okay, so here's an example. So a squared divided by a squared equals a 2 minus 2, which is a to the power 0, okay, which is 1. So a squared divided by a squared, using your basic division skills from primary school. That's 1. Any number divided by itself is 1. Okay, so that's how we get the 1. Right, so I'm going to start off by doing a few more exercises now. I should say I've got to start doing exercises. Right, a to the power 4 times a to the power 3 divided by a cubed, and that's a to the 4 plus 3 divided by a cubed. So that's using the first law of indices on the numerator. So then that becomes a to the 7 to the power 7 divided by a to the 3, which is a to the power 4. Okay, so that's using the second law here. So I can expand it anyway. So a times a times a times a times a times a times a divided by a times a times a. So cancelling things out, so that cancels. So we got 4 a's there, so a to the power 4. Okay, right, and then the second example, I'm gonna make it more interesting. So say b squared times b to the power minus 5 times say b to the power minus 3 raised to the power 2. Okay, so that's b times b to the power minus 5 times b to the minus 3 times b to the minus 3. Okay, so using so that is 1. Okay, so using the first law, we can simplify further, and so minus 3 plus minus 3 is minus 6, plus minus 5, that's minus 11, plus 1, that's minus 10, plus 1, that's minus 9, so that's b to the power minus 9, which is 1 over b to the power 9. Okay, and then the third example, 4 times p to the power 3 times p squared divided by 2 times p to the power 4. So that's 4, and then that's p5, and then 2 times p to the power 4. So cancelling out, so 2 into 2 goes 1, into 4 it goes 2 times, so that's 2 there. And then using the second law of division, so 5 minus 4, that's 1, so that's p. Okay, I can expand it further anyway, so that's p times p times p times p times p divided by p times p times p times p. So cancelling things out, which is 2p. Okay, my 2 pence. Right, and then the fourth example, I'm gonna use let me just use fractions as my exponents. So x to the power 3/4 times x to the power 3/4 again, divided by x, I think 3/2. Okay, so using the first law on the numerator, that becomes x to the power 3/4 plus 3/4 divided by x to the x to the power 3 over 2. Okay, and then that becomes so simplifying further, 6 over 4, and then x 3 over 2, right, and then further simplifying that, so 2 goes in there three times, then it goes there 2 times, So that's x raised to 3 over 2, and then x raised to 3 over 2. And using the second law, the division law, so that's x to the 0, which is 1. Right, and then a final example. I'm going to use fractions again, but I have coefficients as well. So 2 is my coefficient, then x raised to the half times 3x raised to the power raised to the 2/3, then 3 again times 3 times x raised to 3 over 2. Okay, so that's 6 times x, 7 over 6, and then divided by 3x raised to the 3 over 2. So cancelling things out, so that goes there once, and then goes into 2 times, so that's 2. 7 over 6 minus 3 over 2, which is 2x raised to the power minus a third, I think. Yeah, so that's it for today. So yeah, hopefully this was helpful, and hope you have a good Saturday. And yeah, so please subscribe to my channel when you're watching these videos. I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, cool guys. Have a cool Saturday. Bravo.